It is an extraordinary pleasure to be back in Newark. I'm here all the time, but importantly, and Kim, you'll remember this is where just a few months ago I signed and we signed together the strongest environmental justice law in the United States of America. That day we sent a clear message that economically disadvantaged areas of our state will no longer be dumping grounds, that the rights of our residents to clean air and water will no longer be overlooked, and that our government has a responsibility and indeed a moral duty to ensure those rights are upheld. This morning, we are here again in Newark to further that promise and continue New Jersey's role as a leader in the fight against climate change and the move to a green economy. As you know, one of my first actions as governor, and Sheila and I did it together, was to rejoin the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative, which the previous administration pulled New Jersey out of in 2011. This year alone, RGGI, as it is known, has generated $94 million for us to invest in critical clean energy initiatives. How about that number? I feel like I'm in one of those old Ginsu knife commercials. That's not enough, though. We have more than this. We got 40, there's only a few of us of a certain age here. I remember that. Joe, I know you started Ginsu knives. We have 40, in addition to that, seriously, we have $45 million available to us through the Volkswagen Mitigation Trust Funds. So it's 94 plus 45. Today, between those two funds, I am thrilled to announce a significant investment in clean transportation that prioritizes job creation, overwhelmingly union jobs, Danny, and economic development with a specific focus on environmental justice communities. These projects, which range from electric school buses and garbage trucks to e-mobility projects to port and cargo handling equipment and investment in the electrification of NJ Transit buses, show the sheer breadth of transformation ahead of us. At our September environmental justice bill signing, I shared that there would be some who would look at our measure and cynically conclude that all we were doing was making a bureaucratic reform. I don't think that we will hear that today. Quite simply, when you value something, you put not just your words, but money toward it. And in New Jersey, we value the health and well-being of our residents. We value justice, fairness, and progress, and that is exactly what these rewards or awards are about. So right here in Newark, as the mayor previewed, one of our communities that suffers disproportionate effect of emissions and pollution, we continue to plant the seeds of change through today's investments. We are awarding more than $1 million to electric garbage trucks. By the way, shout out, Tom, to you and your colleagues right behind me from the Hudson County Motors in Secaucus. Thank you for the tour of this extraordinary vehicle. Addition to that, close to $2 million for charging stations for electric ride-share vehicles, and more than $7 million for medium and heavy-duty cargo handling equipment, and that is just Newark alone. I also want to note that with each of these investments, we increase the momentum for industry and government to scale up our network of electric charging stations across the state. And as these stations will be built primarily with union hands, the benefits to New Jersey families compound not only in the environmental sense, but in the economic sense as well. Over the past several years, Sheila and I have made many exciting announcements to position New Jersey at the forefront of the climate movement, not least of them our goal of reaching 100% clean energy economy by the year 2050, or in our first in the nation purpose-built wind port and new offshore wind manufacturing facility at the Paulsboro Marine Terminal. These projects and so many others will make New Jersey stronger, fairer, and healthier, both physically and economically. We understand that climate change is the single greatest long-term threat currently facing humanity, and combating it will require a whole-of-government approach. At the same time, our response to the threat of climate change presents an opportunity to make New Jersey the nation's leader of the green economy, creating family-sustaining jobs and opportunity for our state. So in that spirit, to ensure New Jersey's climate actions are coordinated across all of government and just as importantly, that the wealth and opportunity generated by the green economy both benefit and reflect the diverse communities of our state, I am thrilled to announce today that I am signing an executive order to create the Office of Climate Action and the Green Economy, led by our senior policy advisor, that woman right there, who we'll hear from in a few minutes, Jane Cohen. Jane has been an incredible asset on environment, energy, and climate policy, and we are confident, Sheila and I, that she will bring an expert understanding of all of our climate actions and personal dedication to this new role. Congratulations, Jane. Under Jane, this new office will provide strategic leadership and coordination on our climate agenda, develop innovative ideas to move our agenda forward, and be instrumental in transitioning to a green economy. And further, as the Biden administration moves forward in its climate agenda, this office will be one critical way that New Jersey will not only strengthen our relationships with key decision makers at the federal level, as well as our regional partners, but demonstrate our leadership on a national scale. And finally, this new office will also oversee the third part of today's announcement, the newly formed New Jersey Council on the Green Economy. By the way, its honorary chair will be First Lady Tammy Murphy. Just as the investment of our RIGI and VW funds in environmental justice communities makes clear our commitment to putting our stronger and fairer agenda into action, so too will the New Jersey Council on the Green Economy. By working with a diverse group of stakeholders, both inside and outside government, including labor unions, utilities, businesses, and advocates. Amy Goldsmith, nice to see you. I didn't recognize you there with the mask earlier. This council will help us chart a course to a green economy with equity and justice at the front of the conversation. There is no denying that we have a lot on our plate right now. We are fighting our way, as the mayor said, out of the COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting economic crisis. But climate change is a reality we must face, not with fear and apprehension, but with an understanding that the clean energy economy is a once-in-a-generation opportunity for New Jersey. And with that, I'd like to welcome my incredible partner in government, the one and only, the singular, the Lieutenant Governor of the great state of New Jersey, Sheila Oliver.